everyone, welcome back to my channel. You can call me Watermelon or Melon, the right summer, whatever. But yeah, welcome to today's video. So first off, I decided we'd start off with our Sims we're building a house for because I thought this was really cool. So my Sim has a really cool name that I can't pronounce. So I nicknamed her Nola, and she got her celebrity tile, and she's my first ever Sim to ever get her own celebrity tile. She's also pregnant, and I like to say she's cosplaying, but I also like to think that she's like her own character and she made this herself. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So they moved into this really cute home that I built, and I'm so proud of it from what I remember, in Windenburg. So yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see it. This video is kind of long, so we'll see if I actually do it all right now, in regards to the voiceover, because I wanted to stream, and I kind of like to start streaming before my roommate gets home from working, so I'm not embarrassed, awkward, and super self-conscious about what I sound like. So we'll see how long we talk for. But yeah, how you guys doing? What'd you guys do today? I did a lot today. I hung out with one of my best friends from high school who I miss dearly. During COVID, him and his fiance gave birth to a baby who's basically my niece, and I wasn't able to meet her for a while just because of scheduling conflicts, and obviously when COVID was a thing, I didn't want to see any of my nieces or nephews because I just wanted to make sure they were safe. And it's still kind of a thing, but when it was more prominent and mass mandated periods, and it was wild. And but yeah, so anyways, we finally got to hang out. We had to rush eat Korean barbecue so he could make it to work on time. So that was stressful and hilarious. Um, but yeah, so that's that. Um, what else did I do? Oh, my school was putting on this carnival, which is really cool. So we went to that. I got a really cute caricature drawing of myself that I'm gonna send my parents later. Be like, look, I'm still alive. Look at me. um, but yeah, I have to pack. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm leaving. Actually, I kind of forgot. Tomorrow I'm leaving for a whole work event with my friends slash coworkers. And right now, most of my friends that I hang out with and I've talked to this year are also my coworkers at on school campus jobs. So yeah, I also have homework to do, which makes me not want to stream just because I should do homework, right? But I never stream, and I really want to stream, but I also don't know how long I would be streaming for, and I have so many things I need to do. So I've been doing a lot of voiceovers to prepare, but also to kind of get through all the videos I have backlog recorded. Um, and hopefully you guys like them. I kind of ramble a lot in my videos, so if you guys have any tips about how to go about that, especially because I feel like I don't live a really crazy life to tell you guys story tips about. So if you guys have any tips about voice recording, what you'd like to hear about, and things like that, please let me know. I did recently, I don't know what order my videos are going to go up in, because I kind of just, I don't know, I don't particularly plan them. I bulk record them, then bulk edit, then bulk upload into YouTube, and then eventually bulk post after I have all their thumbnails and stuff. So I never know what order they go up in. I still have videos that I'm sure I've done a year ago that I never posted because I just didn't have a thumbnail for them, and I didn't want the thumbnail to be nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna take a deep breath. But I did recently do my community garden build. It was a very short build, but I was talking about kind of how I feel nature shows have their own drama. When they go to different sectors and do little clips and segments on certain species, and then they just kind of combine a few into an episode. So I've been watching Our Great National Parks on Netflix, which is narrated by Barack Obama. And I've been watching it with a friend because my friend really wanted to watch it, and I was like, why not? And it's kind of been our show that we watch together before we go to sleep every once in a while. And I was it's a whole drama, and it's hilarious. So I thought I'd tell you guys about it. So I talked about two in the community garden let's play because it was only an 8 to 10 minute video, so I didn't have a lot of time to talk. So I'll kind of just talk about some of the other ones if I can remember them. So okay, we're gonna start off intense because this is the one that I remember, and I see my little note on it. So there was an episode, and okay, to give some context, before this part of the episode, we were kind of learning about sea lions, and they were talking about how sea lions can mate like they have like during their mating season, they have a mating call, and sometimes they'll do their mating calls while they're asleep. Like male sea lions, I believe, will sometimes do their mating calls while they're sleeping. And so you see this like really cute like video of a sea lion sleeping on like this floating iceberg. That's probably not what it is. This little floating ice platform, and he's just chilling. Um, and he's doing a whole mating song, but he's sleeping. And then they like flip over to a female sea lion. She's like going through the ocean, hearing the call, and she's like, "Oh, you're calling my name," you know. And so she like swims all the way over to him, and then she goes to the iceberg and she picks up and she's like, "Hello, I'm here. Hello." Where you at? Let's woohoo, you know? And she's like, hello. And then she sees she's sleep, like, not she, sorry. She sees he's sleeping, and she's like, oh. And so I'm over here like, oh, like she's upset. It's somewhat unattractive that you're calling her in her sleep, in your sleep, you know? And so I'm like, oh, she's leaving. And I was heartbroken. I was like, no, he's called her to him and she's leaving because he wasn't ready for her. He wasn't paying attention, you know? And then he wakes up and I was like, oh, he missed her. But no, actually, she waited for him, which is so sweet. So he wakes up and he sees her and she's like, are you awake? And she's like, hello. She's just like swimming, circling the ice. And he like wakes up and he's like, hey. And they like touch noses. And it's so cute. It's so sweet. It's really endearing. And he's like, are you ready to woohoo, baby? And she's like, yes. And so he jumps in the water and they go off to do whatever they need to do, whatever woohoo means. And that's that. And I'm like, good for him. So sweet. So happy. Also, little tidbit. Don't we all hope that tree, like, there was an option of having it without the lanterns on it? Like, I love it with the lanterns on it, but I also want some without it. Like, I'd like to be able to have, like, multiple of those trees, and maybe only, like, one or two have the lantern on it, you know? But anyways, so then we go ahead and check out some other species for a moment. Then we come back, right? And we see this beautiful, like, huge mountaintop. And it's apparently kind of like this area that's very away from humankind. So there's not a lot of, like, any destruction, any harm to the environment. And it's where, like, a lot of, like, birds and penguins have been habitating. And it's honestly a beautiful imagery. And it's lovely, right? And so the one downside is that you kind of have to leave to go get food, and then you bring them back to the super habitated area to vibe with each other and eat food and be happy and live. And so there was a huge focus on penguins. There's a police car, I'm sorry if you hear it, but there's this huge focus on penguins, right? And so there will be like the penguin dads, and they like to, like, you know, hover over like the eggs to keep them warm, and things like that. There's a lot going on outside. I'm sorry. There's like construction, like it's a whole ordeal. But but yeah, so I can't with this. Like, what are they doing out there? Oh, I can actually see. Okay, somebody's trying to back up, and it's literally like right outside my window. So we're just going to talk through it because there's always something going on around here. So anyways, so the penguins have to, like, the penguin parents kind of take turns on who leaves to gather food for their young, you know, because then eventually, like, they start hatching and things like that, right? And so the parents will take turns, and one will leave at a time. And so we saw like a couple penguins leaving, and I thought they were a penguin couple, but then I realized that may not make sense. So not sure. They're either a penguin couple or they're penguin friends, okay? And they like all go into this ocean, and so this ocean is like this huge water body, and they're all like, they have to swim a decent amount to like go find fish out in the ocean. But eventually, like, the waves are crashing against you, you're getting kind of tired, but you're working it because you're a boss penguin, you know? And then you find out the sea lions are back, okay? And the sea lions and the penguins are at war. Sort of. AKA, you know, penguins are trying to get food and sea lions are trying to get food. And let's just say they're not going after the same targets, okay? So you see, like, the moment they try to, like, catch this fish, the sea lions start going after the penguins. And then we have our main characters of the story, okay? And so I don't have a name for them, but the main characters is there's a male penguin and there's a female penguin. And they're swimming, like, side by side, okay? And so the male penguin jumps, gets some fish, another sea lion, snatches it, eats him up. Like, oh, it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild, like the extent of like how much you get to see, but it's nature. So yeah. So anyways, the female penguin is like going for her life. You know, like I think she got some fish or something successfully. And then she's like swimming super far, super fast, right? But the sea lion, I think, is supposed to be able to swim like 3 times faster than her. So I was over here like, no, baby penguin, like you have to live. I was like, I can't watch this, but it was intense, so I had to watch it. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's happening? And the female penguin is just over here swimming for her life. And I'm like, girl, you could do this. You can make it. I have your back. Like, I need you to make it. Your penguin babies need you to make it. So I was feeling a lot of feelings, right? And also, little note, I like love this little door thing I did. I kind of did it by accident, but I realized that I could put like another one of the doors in between, and I fell in love with that one that I had that we had to quickly leave behind. But we come back to do the bedroom, so it's okay. But I fell in love with this door. Like the pattern's so beautiful. I don't want to. I didn't want to just call it a bird, but I'll be real. I don't know what bird it is. Like I think it's a crane, but like I could probably be wrong. You know, like this nature show can only help so much. I'm here for the drama, not the knowledge. Okay? You know. Anyways, so yeah, so back to the show. So this penguin swimming for her life, and like the sea lion is hot on her tail, and I'm like, girl, you can make it, you can do it. And she's swimming so fast, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised the sea lion didn't just like gobble her up. Like every moment she broke free, I was like, how? Like, it's literally right there. Like, no diss against the sea lion, but I was like, you're slacking. Like, it's right there. She's right there. But like, whatever. You know, it's not my problem. I'm rooting for her. I'm just saying, make it make sense. So, so anyways, she finally seems home free, right? So like, they slow down a little bit. She like jumps out of the water. She lands on like the land area, right? But like, she like lives like super high up on like the top of like this mountainous rocky thing. So even though she's on land, she has to journey before she actually gets back to like her family and friends and neighbors and all that. But I was thinking it was done. Sea lion backed up, turned around a little bit, and then swam super fast and jumped onto land with her. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I was so worried about her. You know, like I was so worried. I was like, what is going on? So, yeah, so that's what happened, right? And then she is like running for her life, and she's like, gotta skedaddle, okay? And then she goes into like this little open crevice and like the rocky area. There's like a little like area, and she like walks into it and hides behind like a rock. And the sea lion saw her, so he like follows after her, and he like shoves his head in, and he's looking around, and he keeps trying to get in there because he knows she's in there. But like he couldn't fit, so he ends up giving up, and he like jumps down, swims away, and he's like, rats, you know? And then she comes out, and I was like, yes, she's victorious. She was victorious. And so she makes it home to her chitlins, aka her children. And she either tells them or like the neighbors kids, your dad didn't make it, but she lived, right? And then she feeds her kids, and then they continue the cycle. Like after that happens, the other ones leave, and they leave for like a span of like 3 days to make this mission. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. So, yeah, like I'm saying, nature shows are a whole drama. They're very fascinating. They're entertaining. So if you don't think they are, maybe you're just boring. I don't know. Because I also think about it. I was like, maybe it's like the drama's there, the story's there. But I'm also a creative writing major at college. And so maybe I'm creatively creating the drama. I don't know, but I see it. I see it there, you know? So that was wild. It was wild. I went to work the next day, and I love my supervisors, and I was telling them all about the story, but they were like in their own offices, right? So when I would check in with them, I would probably tell them about the same story, or like each of them get a different story because I'd get tired of telling the other one. Especially because like, you know, when you tell the same story multiple times, and then you get upset because there's parts that you said the first time that you either forget what you say the second time, or like the way you said it the first time was better, or like you're just missing things. Like, you know, like at some point you're like, I wish I could like have told you like the first half like this and the second half like this, you know? So like I hate kind of telling the same story in like a short span because of that reason. But yeah, that was fascinating. And then I'll tell you about like another one. Okay, there was like another one. Okay, and I don't remember their species at all. I kind of want to call them an ape. because I think that's like the general term, right? It's like apes, and it's part of like that family, like that species, that family species. Um, but yeah, and so basically, it's funny as a human child, even though I'm not really a child anymore, but like I'm someone's child, you know, and as a human who is someone's child, watching these nature shows make me so sad because a lot of the times in nature, it's like you get maybe a few months, a few days, a few weeks, maybe a year, and then most of the time, you're just thrown to the wind. It's like good luck surviving. You got about a couple years, maybe, to live if you can survive on your own. Like it's a very big deal. It's very stressful, and so, and so there's a lot of times I'm watching this and it's talking about how like moms like treat their kids and things of that nature, and I get so emotional about it. For instance, I know I was gonna talk about the ape, but we're gonna put the ape on like the back burner. Okay, so okay, that sounds bad. We're gonna put the ape to the side so I can tell you about this other thing. Okay, so it's back to like there's like this animal that's like I think the elephant sea lion or something. Like it's like a sea lion. Or yeah, I was gonna say a land lion, and that's not what I meant. It's like a sea lion, but they're known as like I think like the elephant sea lion or something because like they have and like a nose that's similar to like an elephant's trunk, okay? And basically these pups are chilling on land with the mom, and there's like male elephant sea lions or whatever. I'm just gonna call them sea lions from now on, but you get it. And there's like the men of the species are just over here trying to have a good time, like hey, and they're trying to flirt and vibe and woohoo, you know. And the women, the who are mostly in this area are like already moms with their youngins, so they're like leave me alone, you know. Like I ain't trying to talk to you. I got my baby, and I'm just trying to take care of them, you know. And so, and so the moms are like so disinterested and like tired, hungry, going through it, right? And so the moms will feed these sea lions for like a month. Like they'll just be on land together in this huge group of fellow sea lions feeding their baby for a month, okay? After a month's up, the mom's like, you know, I'm kind of hungry. And she jumps in the sea and never comes back. Like, leaves her pups stranded on land without her. Like, they've been relying on her for a month to eat and survive. And she's there for that month. And then after that, she said, your subscription's canceled. And she leaves, okay? And she, like, goes out, finds food, and never comes back. And I guess the, like, system, like, repeats itself, right? And so these poor sea lions are just stuck there. And most of them are like fasting until they're like older, hopefully smarter, stronger. I don't know what they're supposed to be doing, but they're just here fasting because their moms have left and they have to wait till they're like strong enough, smart enough, and sufficient enough to jump into the sea and actually be able to live and go get food for themselves. And I'm like, how does this process work? What are they learning? Like, how is this working? Like, how do you procreate? Because I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. It's not adding up, right? And so the way that some of the sea lions go about this is like their mom will ditch them, right? The mom leaves. And then the sea lion will try, like, if you're a jerk sea lion, they will try to go to like another mom because they're like all in this super clustered area. So they'll try to go to another mom who's feeding their baby and they try to trick the mom into thinking they're the baby, right? And so usually they're very unsuccessful. And like the mom will like probably feel some disturbance near her milk area, and she'll like look down and she'll like scare off the person who's trying to like interrupt her baby, like knock her baby away, especially because like I think by the 1 month period they're actually like 300 pounds, and those are just the babies. And I think like the bigger men are like averaging at about 2 tons, and I'm like, that's wild. But yeah, so anyways, so then she'll like be like, get out of here, right? And then like the intruder leaves, right? But then the intruder tried again at another mom, and he did it fast enough that when the mom looked, he was the one closer, so that she thought that that was her baby, and she told her own baby to leave. Like, she told her own baby to scram, and her baby is like so small. And obviously heartbroken. Like, not only were you supposed to be abandoned, but your mom straight up did not recognize you, right? And so the mom was like, go, like, get out of my face. And I was heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. And it actually worked, and I was so hurt. And I was like, what does that little pup do? And so I'm like, oh, you're probably not surviving. And it was sad. It was really sad. I was heartbroken. So yeah, so that happened. And it was wild. It was wild, okay? So going back to the ape story. I just have to tell you that one because that was like the most recent episode of it I watched, and it broke my heart. And so I was watching this recent not this one's not the recent episode. This is like one of the other episodes, and there was like these apes, right? And this one's a bit more like manageable because I think like I don't know if it's like for all ape species, but at least in this film, I think the apes typically are like they stay in a family, and usually like the babies are decently well taken care of for I think at least like a couple years, which is great. Also, we're moving into the baby room soon, and this is like my favorite room. And I'm sorry that there was like a pause in the build, but it's because I didn't want to cheat any of the money, so I built up until I could, and then I played a little bit so they earned more money, and then came back to build again. And then while I did that, I also pulled out like all these pictures from like their pregnancy photo shoot. So love that. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite bedrooms, and it's just like honestly only for like the gallery wall and the baby's room. And I realized I didn't tell you anything about this couple, but I think this nature show is really interesting, so I'm gonna keep going. So going back to our nature show. So like this one's really sweet, and I just like in this one that like for instance like they like travel a lot like super high in trees, and so as like they're jumping, they have to like maneuver like well, and like can go far, and like they have to be very skilled, and they like test their babies to make sure you're strong enough to do this, and like hopefully make these jumps. And the idea of like the babies falling like terrified me every time, like the whole time I was watching it, because I was like, oh my gosh, no, like this is too soon. Like I was giving mom vibes, but like human mom vibes, and then since I was like, it's too soon. Don't make this poor little guy like have to jump, because like it was a decently far jump, and he's just like working out his skills and his climbing, and so I was concerned, but he did great, and I was proud. Anyways, yeah, that one's a much nicer version, and I think like in another episode it talks about how orangutans also are very similar. And I think they stay at least in a family unit for about like 3 to 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, if not for like life. So I was like, yes, like I just like the species that mimic loyalty, you know, like really nice loyalty, and like that have like family bonds, and like we go together, you know. Oh my gosh, another one I watched recently, you know, I'm gonna save that one for like another episode just so I can tell you a little bit about this family, but it was interesting as well. So maybe if you like listen through all my nonsense and jumble and other episode and other videos, then like maybe you'll hear about it, but you know, keep you coming back. Or just go watch it. It's Our Great National Parks on Netflix. Hashtag not sponsored at all. But anyway, so to tell you a little bit about this family before I forget to tell you guys, this is my sim. She has a really pretty name that she was actually I think randomized, so I don't know how to pronounce her name at all, but it's beautiful. But I call her Nola, and that's like her SimTuber name because she is a SimTuber. She's like an iconic gamer, very well known in the Sims game of my save file, to be more specific. And yeah, she's super rich. She's like the highest in social media influencer career I've ever gotten with a sim. I think she has like 10 million followers or something. So I was like, you go, girl. But yeah, so they're really rich. So I got them a house. And she accidentally got pregnant with her boyfriend, Hien's baby. So they moved in together to raise him. And I actually kind of forget his name. Oh, I think his name's Daryl, because for some reason I really like that name for her son. But I know I also gave him like a second name, I think, or like a middle name, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, so this is their home. I like that the paintings in this dining room area that you hopefully saw a lot earlier, and you can kind of see right now, is actually from another Sims archaeology shop. So I think that's really cool, just because I like to have like, you know, a whole story and things like that. And yeah, I know the hall to our office is kind of weird, but I kind of love it. Like, I think it's weird, but I really like it. I've been trying to figure out how to work with stairs a bit better. I just feel like they take up so much space, and like they're kind of annoying sometimes. But I think that like they made like a really cute like area they were in, and I just like how it kind of made that little hall like weird, but I liked it, especially because there's a booktuber in the real world, and her name is Peru's Project on YouTube, but her name's Reagan, and I love her. And she moved into a new home recently with her I don't know if it's her boyfriend or her fiance, her longtime partner, and their house is very quirky, but I love it. And it's like interesting because it looks like they had like add-ons and additions and things like that that kind of were a little weird. And so I took like literally a little bit of that spirit. And that's how I was kind of like, I like this area. So yeah, but I really like things like that in homes because I think it just adds character. And I love that. As you can see, I was trying to make this little playpen thing work. And I swear I will make it work in bigger houses. But I couldn't make it work here, so I had to get rid of it. But I just love the idea of having like little play areas for your toddlers so they can't just run around everywhere if you don't want them to. And also especially for pets because I'm tired of cats like ruining things. And to be honest, most of my cats aren't a problem. But like when they are a problem, I don't love that they try to scratch up your furniture. And like for dogs and especially like for kittens and puppies and stuff, I just like to have them that contain area if you have a house with stairs and stuff because they can never get up there and you could just put all your stuff in there. And also, who sometimes accidentally builds homes a little too big and you're trying to figure out what to do with like that center space that you don't really need. I know it can't just be me. So yeah, I think that's really cool. But I just put this like little table out here for their kids to be able to play with sometime. And then I was just trying to hide in places because I think they have a cat. And I think they got a second cat, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, actually, they did get a second cat. So I decided to like put in a little play area for the basically enough play areas for two cats because I had them have one cat for the longest time and that was Nola's cat. And now that there's like parents and a kid, I felt bad because I don't think they have enough time for Nola's cat, so I got him a playmate. And it's a rescue from like the what is it? What came with cats and dogs? That home Brindleton Bay, I think. And it's like the museum island that always has a lot of strays. So she got a cute little cat there, I believe. And yeah, sorry. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, can't breathe. What's going on? But yeah, so anyways, I'm still filling on their home. I gave her, I really like her office. I actually love this house. Like, it's one of my favorite houses I've ever built. If you hate it, don't tell me, because I'm really proud about it. So, yeah, I was gonna like choose like, oh, I think my favorite room was like her office or like their kids gallery wall. And I actually love their bedroom too. I usually don't think I do very good with like parent bedrooms, but I really love this room. Like this wallpaper is great. I never do this color scheme, so I love the color scheme. So yeah, we're getting to my favorite part, and I just love making gallery walls in my Sims houses. Not only because like this is honestly me in real life, like I love having gallery walls. I like have too many pictures, but also because it just adds more of like a homey element, and I think it makes it a lot more lived in because I'm not really sure how I feel about my clutter abilities, but it gives me a really good reason to have clutter. And as you can see, I've been loving this slime lately. Like, I have been kind of into slime a little bit. I haven't bought any, but I kind of want to because I keep seeing like really good slime videos on like YouTube shorts and TikToks and stuff. And so I'm just like, I kind of want to be a slime person. Like, not really, but I kind of want a collection because it looks really cool. And I hear it's great for like when you're stressed. And I'm like always stressed. So, yeah. So I've just been really into it in my games, especially giving it to like kids and stuff. And I think it's really cute. And I couldn't really figure out what to do with this corner. I loved having the bed in this corner. I loved how weird it was, but I wish like I could have put the curtains on like that diagonal, and I probably could if I just built a wall there. But I think I couldn't build a wall because it wouldn't be perfectly diagonal. Um, so I could have put the curtain exactly there, but I really like it. Since both of the parents are like gamers and it's computer science and things of that nature. Okay, Hien's wants to be a programmer and game developer, and then Nola is a gamer professionally. So since that, I plan for their son to be like a huge gamer as well, or at least for them to make him a huge gamer and like buy him gaming things. So I plan for him to like have void critters and a whole collection when he's like a child. So that's why I pulled out this poster now, especially because I don't think I knew this poster existed. So yeah, and then I was trying to figure out what else to put in this room before realizing that I just didn't have a ton of options. But now with the new kit that I did indeed buy today, I only bought the children's one. There's a lot of kits that I haven't bought that I would be okay with having, but I kind of don't want to buy them. But yeah, so oh, speaking of, I was watching Steven's stream earlier, and he's been doing a giveaway. And do you know how stressful it is to partake in like those giveaways where they say write the word blah 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 in the chat? I'm a creative writing major, which all of my friends seem to think means I'm the excellent pro master expert in anything language related, and I'm not. um and so the only time that I get real insecure about it is when it comes to these, because if you don't spell it right, then you can't be put into the stream. But yeah, I've been having a stream in the background because I was trying to do voiceovers all day, and whenever I actually go to talk, I just like mute him so I can do my voiceovers and stuff. But I also have to like switch tabs because I was like, I can't see all that movement and not get distracted. But yeah, here's our cat. You saw him for a second, okay? You saw him for a second. I don't really know what to do with this backyard. So, yeah, maybe I'm just really excited to use a kit. I think I needed the kit. And with the kit, I can do some like cool, fun stuff in the back. I didn't want to cheat their money, but I also didn't want to like pause, go live a few days to make a couple more dollars. So I did cheat a little bit, and I'm not bad about it. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for listening to everything I had to say. If you're interested in, I don't know, hearing any particular stories or have any prompts for me to talk about, let me know. Comment them in the chat. If you have any recommendations, please comment them down below. And thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!